जय राधा माधवा जय कुंज बिहारी हरे जय राधा माधवा जय कुंज बिहारी जय गोपीजन वल्लभा जय गिरवर धारी जय गिरवर धारी जय जय गोपीजन वल्लभा जय गिरवर धारी जय गिरवर धारी जय यशोदानंदना जय ब्रज जन रंजना जय जय यशोदानंदना जय ब्रज जन रंजना जय यमुना तीरवनचारी जय कुंज बिहारी जय कुंज बिहारी जय जय यमुना तीरवनचारी जय कुंज बिहारी जय कुंज बिहारी जय जय राधा माधवा जय कुंज बिहारी जय एवरीबॉडी चैंट जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसदि गौर भक्तवृंद Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Jayo Prabhupada Jayo Prabhupada Jayo Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada 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 Jayo Jayo Prabhupada Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parijakacharya Ashto Shatri Srimad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai BBT Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Anant Kodi Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Prem Se Kaho Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai Om namo bhagavate vasudevaya Om namo bhagavate vasudevaya Om namo bhagavate vasudevaya Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, The Creative Impetus, Chapter number 6, entitled The Activities of Lord Ṛṣabhadeva. Text 19. This is the last words of this chapter. nityānubhūta-nija-lābha-nivṛtta-tṛṣṇaḥ śreyasy atad-racanayā cira-supta-buddheḥ lokasya karuṇayābhayam ātma-lokam ākhyān namo bhagavate ṛṣabhāya tasmai nityānubhūta-nija-lābha-nivṛtta-tṛṣṇaḥ śreyasy atad-racanayā cira-supta-buddheḥ lokasya karuṇayābhayam ātma-lokam ākhyān namo bhagavate ṛṣabhāya tasmai nityānubhūta-nija-lābha-nivṛtta-tṛṣṇaḥ śreyasy atad-racanayā cira-supta-buddheḥ lokasya karuṇayābhayam ātma-lokam ākhyān namo bhagavate ṛṣabhāya tasmai please. nityānubhūta-nija-lābha-nivṛtta-tṛṣṇaḥ śreyasy atad-racanayā cira-supta-buddheḥ lokasya karuṇayābhayam ātma-lokam ākhyān namo bhagavate ṛṣabhāya tasmai nityānubhūta-nija-lābha-nivṛtta-tṛṣṇaḥ śreyasy atad-racanayā cira-supta-buddheḥ lokasya karuṇayābhayam ātma-lokam ākhyān namo bhagavate ṛṣabhāya tasmai. Word to word meaning. Nityānubhūta, due to being always conscious of his real identity. Nija-lābha-nivṛtta-tṛṣṇaḥ, who was complete in himself and had no other desire to fulfill. Śreyasy, in life's genuine welfare. Atad-racanayā, by expanding activities in the material field, mistaking the body for the self. Cira, for a long time. Supta, sleeping. Buddheḥ, who is intelligent. Lokasya, of man. Yaha, who? Lord Ṛṣabhadeva. Karuṇayā, by his causeless mercy. Abhayam, fearlessness. Ātma-lokam, the real identity of the self. Ākhyān, instructed. Namaha, respectful obeisances. Bhagavate, unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Ṛṣabhāya, unto Lord Ṛṣabhadeva. Tasmai, unto him. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Ṛṣabhadeva, was full aware of his true identity. Therefore, he was self-sufficient and he did not desire external gratification. There was no need for him to aspire for success, since he was complete in himself. Those who unnecessarily engage in bodily conceptions and create an atmosphere of materialism are always ignorant of their real self-interest. Out of his causeless mercy, Lord Ṛṣabhadeva taught the self's real identity and the goal of life. We therefore offer our respectful obeisances into the Lord, who appeared as Lord Ṛṣabhadeva. Purport. This is the summary of this chapter, in which the activities of Lord Ṛṣabhadeva are described. Being the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself, Lord Ṛṣabhadeva is complete in himself. We living entities, as part and parcels of the Supreme Lord, should follow the instructions of Lord Ṛṣabhadeva and become self-sufficient. We should not create unnecessary demands due to the bodily conception. When one is self-realized, he is sufficiently satisfied due to being situated in his original spiritual position. As confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 18.54, Brahma Bhuta Prasanatma na sochati na kankshati. This is the goal of all living entities. Even though one may be situated within this material world, he can become fully satisfied and devoid of hankering and lamentation simply by following the instructions of the Lord as set forth in Bhagavad Gita or Srimad Bhagavatam. Satisfaction through self-realization is called Svarupa Ananda. The conditioned soul, eternally sleeping in darkness, does not understand his self-interest. He simply tries to become happy by making material adjustment, but this is impossible. It is therefore said in Srimad Bhagavatam, Nate vidhu sarvataha gatim na vishnum. Due to gross ignorance, the conditioned soul does not know that his real self-interest is to take shelter at the lotus feet of the Lord Vishnu. To try to become happy by adjusting the material atmosphere is a useless endeavor. Indeed, it is impossible. By his personal behavior and instructions, Lord Ṛṣabhadeva enlightened the conditioned soul and showed him how to become self-sufficient in his spiritual identity. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports of the 5th canto, 6th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled The Activities of Lord Ṛṣabhadeva. Om Ajnanatirmirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshu Anmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupam Kadhamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deen Bandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Shri Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishbhanu Sute Devi Pranamamami Hari Priye. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitinamani. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschate Deshatarani. Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Shri Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So today we are finishing off this beautiful chapter entitled The Activities of Lord Ṛṣabhadeva. Lord Ṛṣabhadeva, who is none other than the plenary portion or the incarnation of Lord Krishna himself. And he has wound up his pastime very beautifully. And on this occasion, Srila Sukadeva Goswami being as an exalted devotee of Lord, he's thanking the Lord. Thank you so much, my dear Lord, for appearing into this material world. As we see in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, where Lord himself says, Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma sansthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. My only purpose to appear into material world is just to give darshan to my devotee, to protect my devotee, love my devotee, and annihilate the miscreants and establish the dharma which has been lost. And for this purpose, I appear millennium after millennium, anytime. Either I appear personally, or I'll send my incarnation, or I personally empower somebody to do the job. So here, Lord Ṛṣabhadeva, in the last chapter, the 5th chapter, it's called the teaching of Lord Ṛṣabhadeva. So beautifully, he has given us the instruction here. And Prabhupada, in the purport itself, he's saying the Lord is full satisfied, self-satisfied, he's complete. He doesn't need to do anything. He doesn't need to come here. But why does he come from? Out of his causeless mercy. Because he's seeing how the material world, in this material world, the conditioned soul is suffering like anything. Just to give them the path, to show them by his own example. Krishna incarnates in many other forms, not even a human. In many, many other forms, in many other species, Varaha, Matsya, Haigriva, and then Lord Rama, Lord Krishna, Prashurama, Prithu Maharaj here, been empowered, Shakti Avesha, and now Lord Ṛṣabhadeva here. So every single instructions, every single incarnation of the Lord is just to enlighten us, take us out of this material world. But whenever the Lord appears in a human form, the conditioned soul, they criticize the Lord. Krishna, being compassionate, still he gives them the knowledge. He just forgives them. He forgives them completely. Fools doesn't know me when I derived in my transcendental form. They think I am just like them. But if you see the activities of the Lord, they are unparalleled, unmatchable. No one can do it. Only just certain activities, some certain people follows and they think they are God. But how is that possible? In Chaitanya Charitamrita, chapter 20, it's beautifully mentioned there, Maya Mugdha Jivere nahi swataha Krishna jnana, Jivere kripa kaile Krishna Veda Purana. Being entangled into this material world, this jiva, he doesn't know who Krishna is. Just being compassion towards them, Krishna has given Veda Shastra. He himself comes. He teaches by his own personal example. And when he left Krishna Swadhamo Upkate, then he leaves the literature such as Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita for our enlightenment. So we can follow the instruction of Lord Ṛṣabhadeva here. Krishna comes with his own sweet will, Atma-maya. He's unborn, Atma-maya. With his internal energy, with his sweet will, no one forces him to appear into this material world. He comes, he goes, Srila Prabhupada says, just like rising up the sun, setting up the sun. Where is the question of dying when the person is eternal and transcendental? He's complete himself. He doesn't have to do anything. Ishopanishad, the invocation itself says, Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnam Udachyate Purnasya Purnam Adaya Purnam Eva Vishishyate. This Supreme Personality of God is perfect and complete. Because He is perfectly complete, everything comes out of this phenomenal world, this is also complete. And still he remains the complete. But in this phenomenal world, we are also a part of it. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada is saying, we living entity as the part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. If Krishna is self-satisfied, we are also once as self-satisfied. But having the association of this material energy from a long, long time, we have forgotten our relationship. We have forgotten our real identity. And our condition is that we are hankering and lamenting to satisfy this material body, birth after birth, in any species. It's not only happening in this human form, it's happening in any other species. Dogs are there, hogs are there, aquatics are there, trees are there, any form, you just name it. They all are hankering and lamenting. I don't have this, I have to buy this. If I lose something which doesn't belong to me, then I cry. In all the situation, that is the job of the material energy here. It is the divine energy of Lord. Devi esha gunamayi mama maya durataya. This material energy is divine, but she has been appointed a thankless task to do the service in this material world, to keep the conditioned soul in the darkness. Even though she also helps, she keeps giving the test to the devotees time after time, where they can pass the test and go back to Krishna. She doesn't like. Lord Krishna is also the worshipable Lord of material energy, Maya Devi. She doesn't like any Tom, Dick and Harry approach the Lord and disturb him for some material benefit. That's why she gives the test. When the person fails in the test, okay, keep wondering again. Brahma bhuvanaloka punar avrittano Arjuna. From the Brahmaji to the ant, everybody, one after another, they're just wondering. And that is the trick of the Maya. And who is the salesman of this material energy? What we have learned in Ṛṣabhadeva teachings? Uncontrolled mind. Uncontrolled mind is a salesperson of a material energy. Material energy promises so many things to make us happy, but never delivers those promises. And the salesperson in the marketing head is our mind. So what happened? Your plan A got failed. You have plan B. Try one more time. Then plan C. Try one more time. Promising after promising after promising. And what we are getting? Nothing. We have been locked down in COVID, and people wants to buy so many things, and everybody was doing online shopping. And can you see? And some of their parcels has been lost. They reached late more than what they promised. But something has happened. But in the material world, which is we are in, the material energy, when she promises, it's never ever delivers. Even though if it delivers, just to provoke your material desire to enjoy senses more, now you can order big. This woman, this girl is not good enough being with her or being with him, boy or girl, for so many years. Let's try some more. This house being long time, let's try some more. Cars more, businesses more, one after another, and our situation is still the same. We are empty from inside. Why? Because we have been trusting the material energy like anything, but not trusting the Vaishnavas, not trusting the sages, not trusting the instructions of the Lord. For that reason, Lord has to come down to teach us, being as a compassionate Father. And we are being forced. Lord comes by His own sweet will, and we are forced to come by the law of our karma. The activities, good or bad, the pieties we have gained in previous lives, that forces us to take the shelter of a particular womb, whether it's a human, it's an animal, insects, aquatics, anything. We are forced. When people are born, they curse for their birth. They say, I've been born in such a low-class family, and all my school friends, they are enjoying. Next time when I will take birth in a rich family and I will enjoy. Can you see the foolishness? If that is possible, why you didn't do in this life? No. You do choose your own karma. You create your own karma. And when the time to come to enjoy the fruits, only you will enjoy. Here. In the purport, the verse, it says nija-lābha-nivṛtta-tṛṣṇaḥ. The translation goes like that for this particular Sanskrit word, who was complete in himself and had no other desire to fulfill. Nityānubhūta-nija-lābha-nivṛtta-tṛṣṇaḥ. This is for Lord Ṛṣabhadeva. It's for the Lord. It's saying. For our is nityānubhūta-nija-lābha-nivṛtta-tṛṣṇaḥ. Nityānubhā means own personal gain, own personal benefit. If I am doing anything, what's in there for me? What's my benefit? What will I gain? Nija-lābha, always nija-lābha. Trishna. Trishna is just the opposite of Krishna. Trishna means severe hankering to desire this material world. Thirst, one sense. A person, when you are thirsty, what you do? That thirst is so high. You do so many things. You are ready to pay the price of the water bottle is 10 rupees. And the Trishna is so high, if the person is asking for 100, 200, even 1,000 rupees, you will give because you want to quench your thirst. That's where it is. Trishna, to enjoy the material world. And people are ready to pay any amount of money just to quench that desire, to quench that thirst. And the next, it goes like that, śreyasy is a welfare of others, and prayas is for my welfare. But here Lord is appearing to give knowledge to others, to help others, to take them out. Have you seen the material energy, how it tricks us? As I said, this mind is the salesperson. How many times we have been driven on a freeway and we have seen the billboards or advertisement. You spend $1,000 and save $200 on washing machine. And many people, they do buy it, even they don't need it at their home. Last year they bought the washing machine or any home appliances, but still they want it. Why? Because they want to save $200. And can you think from the scripture point of view, if you don't see the billboard, you are not saving the $200. You are spending $800 to save the $200 in your mind. That advertisement is provoking and hammering in your mind. If you buy this machine, which was $1,000, and we are giving you $800, and you can save $200. But actually, you don't need the thing, but you're spending $800 just to satisfy your mind that you have saved $200, which make no sense at all. Being gripped under the mind, every single gadget, every single advertisement, it's come, people want to upgrade themselves materially. Why? Because it will quench their material thirst. Why other person has got it? Why not me? That's why Srila Prabhupada and all the disciples of Srila Prabhupada and incarnation of Lord Krishna, everyone has got the same thing. Please do not hang and lament for the material things, because you are not this body. The first step itself starts from the basic. You are not this body, you are a spirit soul. No doubt, we are in the body, we need to take care of the body, but do not entangle in such a way that your whole whole time, whole energy, whole money only just been spent only to take care of your body, which is changing every single second. Last year, I remember when His Grace Bhurjan Prabhu was here and he was giving a seminar. He made such a beautiful point that struck me very, very beautifully, and I have kept that instruction in my heart and hopefully pray to Lord to be there forever. He was discussing the pastime of Prabhupada. Prabhu says, Bhurjan Prabhu, that one time Srila Prabhupada, he was traveling from New Zealand somewhere either in India or going to other side of the world, Europe. Then he happened to stop at Bangkok, Thailand, like in 70s, those time. And that time, Thailand was not a very rich country. So, and Prabhupada's servant was either Tusta Krishna Prabhu or Pupusta Krishna Prabhu, either. So Prabhupada looked at him and he says, look at the condition of this country or the people around here. They are hardly bearing their basic needs, which is food, clothing and shelter. They are struggling to bear the basic minimal necessity of the body to be happy. Where is the question they can understand the philosophy of Krishna? Then he said again, you Melbourne devotees are so lucky that you don't have to think about your basic necessities. All you have to think is just only about Radha Vallabha. I don't think so is anybody else in Melbourne, especially in our congregation, is poor, or is not getting food, not getting money, or everybody is having or earning handsome salary. They are not dying at all. No disease. Yes, disease is there when the belly overfills with prasadam. Prabhupada says, no, you people are lucky, your situation is good, please just only think about Krishna, you have nothing else to think. Check out the whole world. When we go to India, last year when I went, and I happened to be in Delhi, from airport to the Punjabi Bagh temple, I was going to take the darshan of the Lord. And as soon as the car stops at intersection, I see how many poor people, they are just living on the footpath like just born baby. And their mothers and 8, 9, 10 kids, just for 1 rupee, 2 rupee, they are just barefoot, banging the window of the cars, and they're asking them. And I personally saw with my eyes, the kids, they get whatever 50 cent, 1 rupee, which is nothing in nowadays, make no sense. They were getting and they were giving to their father, and father was just lying on the footpath under the tree and just smoking bidi. Trying to give them prasadam, no, they just want only money. They do take prasadam, but still they want for money. Can you see the situation? And for these people, if the stomach is empty and a lot of tension in the mind, if you ask them to come to Bhakti Vriksha program, attend this type of such classes, where are they going to hear? Because their body itself is troubling them. That's where Lord Ṛṣabhadeva says in his 5th chapter. The first verse itself says, Nayam deho deha bhajam nirloke. Don't spend your life like a hog and dog. And it starts from there and finishes to the text number 27, where Lord is saying, Manovacho drik karane hitasya sakshat kirtam na paribhrana ihi vina puman yena mahavimohoti kirtant pashana vimukta ishate. The true activity of the sense organs, mind, sight, words and all the knowledge gathering and working sensing is to engage fully in my service. Unless his senses are thus engaged, a living entity cannot think of getting out of the great entanglement of material existence, which is exactly like Yamrat string and rope. Between 1 to 27, every single verse has given an instruction to all of us to meditate upon it, to think about it and apply in our life. The senses we are proud of, they are taking away us from Krishna. Eyes, ears, nose, mouth, skin, everything. Wasting our time. And Krishna is saying, the same senses which are taking you away from me, the same senses can bring you back to me. Narad Pancharatra. Sarvopadir vinirmuktam tat pratavena nirmalam. Rishikena rishikesa shevanam bhakti ruchyate. Just give up all your false material designation that you are so CEO of the company, you are being born and brought up in a very high rich family, or whoever you are, we don't care. Rishikeshna, with your senses, Rishikena means your senses, your bodily senses, and Rishikesha, who is the master of the senses, Lord Krishna, just engage all your senses in his service. The same senses taking you away from the Lord, the same senses can bring you back to him. We just need to engage it under the guidance of a spiritual master, of the Vaishnavas, under the scriptures. How beautifully Lord has said here in the purport that people are trying their level best to adjust their material atmosphere to being comfort. If person is been tried 1 time, 2 times, 3 times and 100 times and still is not learning, what do we call that person? Mudha. Anyone more goes? Vimudha, super fool. Because he's not been able, so dumb that his intelligence has been lost. He's been sleeping in the lap of material energy. Here in this verse, the name has been given cira-supta-buddheḥ. Cira-supta means for a long time sleeping, whose intelligence has been slept for such a long time. And if the person's intelligence been slept for a long time, he's not able to discriminate what is matter and what is spirit. He loses the discrimination of what is matter and what is good and what is bad. Why? Because his intelligence has been gone. His intelligence has been gone. That's why Lord is saying in chapter 8, Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmara yuddhacha maya arpito manobuddhir mam evashyasya asamshaya. Just always think of me. Arjuna was a warrior. Lord didn't ask him to give up his prescribed duty. He said, do your prescribed duty, and while doing your prescribed duty, think of me. That's what we all have to do here. Following the instructions of the Lord. Just whichever situation we are, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself says in Chaitanya Charitamrita, whichever situation you are in, if it's helping your devotional service, be into that situation and practice devotional service. Do not hanker for material things, because according to your karma, whatever amount of happiness and distress you have earned previously, that will come to you sooner or later. That no one can stop it. Only the Krishna has the power to stop all the miseries. But once he sees the sincerity, he may give, he may not give, it's up to him. If he gives the turbulence, the sincere devotee, the pure devotee, they see as a blessing of the Lord. Because that makes them to take the full shelter of the divine lotus feet of Lord Shri Hari. That's why, being into the association of devotees, we learn all these things. We learn the basics, we learn the instructions. Some of the instructions are very high, that we cannot just apply on a first go. But there are some steps to go there, one at a time. For example, a person, a drunkard, he drinks 50 liquor bottle a day, and his friend stops him, asks him not to do, but he doesn't listen to them, he keeps drinking. But in one advice, he goes to the doctor, And doctors understand, and he tells what my friends are saying, what I want to do. Then doctors understand, he's very expert. He knows how to live, how to tell the person to leave the liquor, not even though it's very harmful for him. So doctor writes, okay, from today onwards, you drink 40 bottles a day and come back to see me next week. And person gets happy, look to all his friends. I've got the permission for my doctor to drink 40 bottles of liquor. Who are you to tell me? Okay, no problem. He goes next week. Then doctor says, now you have to drink 30 bottles a day. Then he comes to don't. Look, again doctor asked me to drink for another week. Doctor asked him to come next week again. So and so, he goes to 20, 10, 5, 2, 1 and 0. Because the conditioning, the habits been here since time immemorial, it doesn't go over the night. It goes by small practice, small steps. Because those steps that makes our foundation strong in our spiritual life. Because if we fall, if we fall, we can be stable because we know where we are. Understanding this mood, that Prabhupada is saying we have to be on a very Brahman realization where we should not have to hanker for this material thing. And we should not have to lament if we lose anything. Because it's just a part of life. They come and go. Distresses come and go. Mata sparsha dukkhanteya sitoshna sukha dukkadaha. They come and go. And in any circumstances, we have to worship the Lord. Ahyutaki apratihata. Unmotivated, uninterrupted. Bhakti has to be unmotivated. Not everyone should tell me I have to chant my rounds, I have to come to the temple, I have to read. No, it has to be self-motivated. No, I have to do to please my Lord. And uninterrupted. Doesn't matter whatever happens in my life, I will not leave. Alrighty, I'll stop here and see if is there any question. And tomorrow onwards we will hear the activities of King Bharata, who is none other than the eldest son of Lord Ṛṣabhadeva, then how he beautifully teaching through his own examples. So that's why we need to take the shelter of Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita to enlighten ourselves. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Any questions? Any comments? Last question. Okay. Granthārāj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Prabhupada ki jai.